36, give me a white guy.
Sure.
Team 15 Market, William Lincoln Victor 3007, William Lincoln Victor 3007.
It's Medicaid. Please call your staff or we're off in one is
Silence training completed.
Football team
Processed 3,300.
being detained by police. A spear investigation found evidence he had an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. Michigan's athletic director said in a statement the conduct constitutes a clear violation of university policy, and UM maintains zero tolerance for such behavior. Louisville's head coach for 2 seasons led them this year to a 9-3 record, with the team ranked 18th in the country. Biff Poggi will be the interim coach for Michigan's bowl game on December 31st.
$36, give me a white guy.
Sure.
Location was 10-20.
It's Medicaid. Please call your staff or we're off in one is 703. He's also the guy with a medication. 24-1 is going to be that's one master. That's 30 dispatcher, are you check? Dave.
Location was 10-20.
I'll be able to sleep in the side on the traffic stop.
Open calculator.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello. Watch out. Watch out. For you. You're good looking. You're very good. All right.
Oh, well, it'll be easier. That's going to be 24 today.
Gate will not open. Your 27 and 28 are showing clear, valid.
Okay. Alright. Liar.
At the time, I didn't know how much they sucked. I do now.
They suck deeply. You can use that more.
They're sensible.
David, 1838.
I guess so.
Airport 60, David, transfer. David, 1838.
Feet and slightly turn out. Yeah, something a little bit unusual about it. This man is the person police believe killed 2 people today at Brown University and shot several others who remain some in critical condition at Rhode Island Hospital. It happened at the Barris and Holly Engineering Building on campus, a little over 432 feet down.
Meters are about 10 feet from there to there. They're all outposts. They're dual polarization. And this is steered by electronic phase feedback back and forth.
And Solomon 18 has just been released. This message is based on Ubuntu 24.4.2s and serves support Ubuntu 20.9, after which an upgrade should be straightforward. And in this respect, note that an upgrade tool will soon allow an upgrade from OS 17 to 18. However, all you have to do, clean install, so let's go over to the download page.
A recent kernel, recent drivers, so you should be able to run that on any computer without any problem. So to on Cosmic and Volvox, I love what they've done. It is a fantastic first draft of a desktop. It is still a first draft. The applications are bare bones, the settings are very bare bones, and you can clearly see that some stuff is not animated as it should be, some stuff isn't as smooth as it should be. There are some differences opening and closing apps.
9571.
261-793-9571.
There are 2 ATVs reference to a vehicle crash in the parking lot. Going to be F-150 and a green Chevy
And to go down this page by the remainder of the side section, you provide access to the file underneath the page, and move all the way down to the download and so I'll click to save the
David, 1838.
Charlie, 44 copy, calling 1103.
Are showing clear, valid. 1 Chevy 6.
A recent kernel, recent drivers, so you should be able to run that on any computer without any problem. So to conclude on Cosmic and macOS, I love what they've done. It is a fantastic first draft of a desktop. It is still a first draft. The applications are bare bones, the settings are very bare bones, and you can clearly see that some stuff is not animated as it should be, some stuff isn't as smooth as it should be. There are some performance problems when opening and closing apps. Not sure if it's
Location 010-20.
I'll get to sleep and see inside on a traffic stop.
Open calculator.
Location 010-20.
I'll get to sleep and see inside on a traffic stop.
Open calculator.
Many application drivers should be able to run that on any computer without any problems. So on Cosmic and macOS, I love what they've done. It is a fantastic first draft of a desktop. It is still a first draft. The applications are bare bones.
Core component of the operating system.
And you can
The
clearly
Linux kernel interfaces directly with the computer's processor, memory, and other hardware, and is technically the only thing that is actually called Linux.
closing apps. Not sure if
In addition to the Linux kernel, all distros include many other open source software components. Without getting too detailed or overly technical, these typically include a bootloader to start up the computer, an init or initialization system that takes over when boot.
Hello.
Yo one.
Hey, yo, one.
Tenant reached and support, and Zone OS 18 has just been released. This latest edition is based on Ubuntu 24.04 LTS and so has support until June 2029, after which an upgrade should be straightforward. And in this respect, note that an upgrade tool will soon allow an upgrade from Zone OS 17 to 18. However, all you want to do is clean install, so let's go over to the download page.
Charlie 42, copy, 1, 2 equal.
I just looked at the configuration for this one.
Alrighty.
Yeah, it's got a big shaft, it's needs still, once it warms up, I gotta find it out.
Location 010-20.
I'll get to sleep and see inside on a traffic stop.
Hello.
Open calculator. Hello.
I don't have a product key, so we'll just say that down there. and I want to install Windows 11 Pro, and I also want to make sure that offline when we do this, so I can set up a local account. And to do that, I'm going to go down here to VirtualBox and go to Set the Network Adapter Box. Now, when we've done that, we select the machine settings, the requirements for USB. I have got the USB drive to the system, as you can see here. And if we click this little button here to down the USB, so we'll go to the attached device. There we can see it here. There's lots of devices attached to the mouse and keyboard. Now the USB drive. There we are. So we'll start on OK. If we now launch that of virtual machine here to VirtualBox on the adapter. Now, when we've done that, we might have a message that has a virtual machine and the requirements
and about sort of 8 to 10 months later,
you put it there, when you want it back, you get it out again. You don't have to think about size or number of records or number of fields or anything like that unless it's really germane to your program.
Well, yeah, the parking lot big with some yeah.
And I
Partnership 21 in 3 months, from June to September alone. Mr. President, that means
for example, now the external SSD, I've got a copy of the Windows XP machine, I just take a copy of the tablet, so I've got it on this computer. And if we now go back to VirtualBox, we just click on Add, we can pick up that machine, pick up its file, and open. There it is, and we can now boot up this machine. And there we are.
0593-7608, 0593-7608. Yeah, from California.
10-4-1-3-9-3-9. This is
important part of your setup, because what actually is trackable? Usually I have nothing to do with your IP, 23, your browser, your behavior.
Okay, any requests from the public to a comment on items 9 through 28
and these rules do more for your privacy than any sponsors VPN ever will. So first we have to check public comments, yes or don't.
Okay.
Let's start with what nobody.
Rather, they tell you what you're doing.
For 16 days, so I'll put you 5 minutes and then we'll on.
David, let's start with 34.
For 16 days, so
David, let's start with 38.
Airport 16, David Rampart.
David, Rampart 1838.
And the system will now reboot. And once again, we're arriving at Linux Mint, this time installed on the computer. So I'll just log in. And here we are back on my desktop with a welcome wizard, and there's various things that can be done here. Some of which I will do later in the video, but the critical one is that if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, which is there, NVIDIA graphics card, please download the driver manager to install the right drivers for the NVIDIA card.
In addition to the actual chiller. But right now, the existing chiller does not work. It has not been working for several years now.
Correct. I had an entry block. I had it on that.
Okay, but you did fix 9:30.
Yeah, okay, 9:32.
Yeah. 7032 4221 7032. Okay,
When we come back tonight at our Made in America Christmas, if it's good enough for fighter pilots, for Robert Redford, for John Hamm, Madman, how about under the Christmas tree and what you've done tonight? Big update. Finally tonight here, our Made in America Christmas. This December we have been all over this country, and one idea will have you flying high tonight. Tonight, 14 years and counting, our Made in America Christmas. Shaking hands and hoping to create some American culture.
I guess.
And Bravo.
4602 Frisbee. 4602 Frisbee.
And then track what you did after the fact. The FTC has already warned developers, and here's how that tracking new part extends into the real world.
Yes, sir.
You walk into the store, location data from the app will confirm the individual, tying it back to the ad that you saw on your TV. Retailers will report confusion, and it's how they measure whether the ad actually got you through the door. Your TV time becomes the spark for a cross-device campaign that follows you through apps, browsers, and even
Tonight, 14 years and counting, our Made in America Christmas, opening doors, shaking hands, and hoping to create some American jobs.
Airport 16, David Rampart.
David, Rampart 1838.
Fat.
Location September.
Airport 16 days last night.
The calculator.
38. See what's happening.
And graphics, again, there's a great deal. Image viewer, geographic draw, photos. We don't here have GIMP, the GNU Image Manipulation Program. Used to be included. Apparently, user feedback said people didn't want that pre-installed. You can obviously get it yourself if you want to. Under the internet, again, it's pretty minimal. We've got the Firefox web browser. We've got media for connecting to remote desktops. We've got Office, which includes LibreOffice. You probably guessed that.
Airport 16 days last night.
So I think a full-size workspace. Some people love to use extra devices for it. I can hop on some entertainment over here to the left. I put my chats to the right. It's like I got my first.
Are we still reading,
Andrea has her computer, but in places like
waiting here. Pencil on right around the corner.
Radio check.
And they've asked me a few more questions about I am in the UK, that's 5 levels, just one for their time zone. I need to create an account. This is a local account. I'm not going online here. This is simply a local account on the computer, so I'll just set this up. The password is said is only the test system, and the computer have an option
Airport 16 days last night.
So, I'll click on continue, and there we are.
An SDR, software defined radio receiver, it will be very hard to see or decrypt because the signal is in milliseconds. Fortunately for us, phones already have the software built in to listen for BLE. Every Bluetooth chip starting using 4.2 gets transmit and BLE signals. That's every device. For example, BLE is used not only by a signal pad, but not where you live, but where you have been, not where you go. Now check out this next video where I break down how cops are using your license plate data and what you can do about it. See you over there.
Bluebird. Turn on after 34:35 to wait for the train anyway.
A recent kernel, recent drivers, so you should be able to run that on any computer without any problem. So to conclude on Cosmic and Pop OS, I love what they've done. It is a fantastic first draft of the desktop. It is still a first draft. The applications are bare bones, the settings are very bare bones, and you can clearly see that some stuff is not animated as it should be, some stuff is not as smooth as it should be. There are some performance problems, closing the app, not sure if it's
Can I read it?
that I don't think that I could ask for. Valerie Castro, NBC News.
When we come back, there's good news tonight about the special occasion that lit up hundreds of people in this country. There's good news tonight. So often the good news doesn't get as much attention as the bad. So every Saturday we highlight the many people who spread joy and love. And these are just some of those stories.
Can have reached the end of support, and SolidOS 18 has just been released. This latest edition is based on the 2404 LTS and so has support until June 2029, after which upgrade should be straightforward. And in this respect, note that an upgrade 2 will soon allow upgrading to SolidOS 17 and 18. However, the upgrade will be a pre-install, so let's go over to the download page.
So first we have Dennis with a comment. Yes or don't? Okay. Let's start with what nobody
Or 60 days on
David, left side 838.
10-4.
A recent kernel, recent drivers, so you should be able to run that on any computer without any problem. So to conclude on Cosmic and Pop OS, it is a fantastic first draft of the desktop. It is still a first draft. The applications are bare bones, the settings are very bare bones, and you can clearly see that some stuff is not animated as it should be, some stuff isn't as smooth as it should be. There are some performance problems when opening and closing apps. Not sure if it's
or 60 days on
David, left side 838.
441 is going to be 10, 7, 1 faster.
Right.
I guess so.
Plus.
a recent kernel, recent drivers, so you should be able to run that on any computer without any problem. So to conclude on Cosmic and Pop OS, I love what they've done. It is a fantastic first draft of a desktop. It is still a first draft. The applications are bare bones, the settings are very not animated as it should be, some stuff isn't as smooth as it should be. There are some performance problems when opening and closing apps. Not sure if it's
Everything good?
Yeah, nobody told me anything, so yeah, me and,
Oh, not mention at the dot.
24 1 is going to be 10, 1 faster.
Hello. Hello.
He yo one.
Hey, yo, one. Hello.
28 or back at
Shield active. Savage engaged.
34, 35, training clear at Upshot, Bay, and
Hello. Hello.
He yo one.
Thank God it was final time to pull the back over. We got 49
65, they're often the least important part of your setup. Because what actually makes you trackable is usually nothing to do with your IP address, but your browser, your behavior.
Okay, any requests from the public to
Immediately
comment
enough to comment
on
so you can
any
actually
items not contained
in
in
clean
the board?
layers. And these tools do more for your
After
privacy than
16 days
most
transfer.
So first we have
To make
your
comments.
yes or no. Let's start with what almost nobody
At the time, I didn't know how much they sucked. I do now.
They suck bigly.
Yeah,
You can use that word.
and I said to
After
them,
16 days transfer.
David, left side 1838. Registered
A recent
to
kernel,
Federal,
recent drivers,
Bernard,
you should be able to run that on any computer without any problem. So to conclude on Cosmic and Pop OS, I love what they've done. It is a fantastic first draft of a desktop. It is still a first draft. The applications are bare bones, the settings are very bare bones, and you can clearly see that some stuff is not animated as it should be, some stuff isn't as smooth as it should be. There are some performance problems when opening and closing apps. Not sure if it's
communication operator.
Good.
Is in Arial, where we go to the top and you'll see the font has been substituted because it's not available. And similarly, this is Madonna, and this is Comic Sans, and these aren't installed by default in Linux. But we can fix that, because if we close this down, I can go to install for now. We'll go to a terminal, and I'm going to type sudo apt install mstt core fonts, and enter. And it'll ask for my password, which of course I have.
Airport 16 David Rampart.
Rampart 1838 will not open. Your 27 and 28 are showing clear, valid.
A recent kernel, recent drivers, so you should be able to run that on any computer without any problem. So to conclude on Cosmic and Pop OS, I love what they've done. It is a fantastic first draft of a desktop. It is still a first draft. The applications are bare bones, the settings are very bare bones, and you can clearly see that some stuff is not animated as it should be, some stuff isn't as smooth as it should be. There are some performance problems when opening and closing apps. Not sure if it's
Go ahead.
Airport 16 David Rampart.
Go ahead. David Rampart 1838. Are we coming back to our line?
Just click the link in the description or go to buyraycon.com/coldfusionopen to save up to 20% off during this holiday season. Order by December 15th to guarantee delivery by Christmas, because great gifts like these earbuds shouldn't show up late. That's buyraycon.com/coldfusionopen. The links are below in the description too. Thanks to Raycon for sponsoring this video. Now back to the story. At the same time, without fixing the basics, the company began pushing AI into every part of its services.
a recent kernel, recent drivers, so you should be able to run that on any computer without any problem. So to conclude on Cosmic and Pop OS, I love what they've done. It is a fantastic first draft of the desktop. It is still a first draft. The applications are bare bones, the settings are very bare bones, and you can clearly see that some stuff is not animated as it should be, some stuff is not as smooth as it should be. There are some performance problems with opening and closing apps. Not sure if it's
interim coach for Michigan's bowl game on December 3rd.
Airport 16 David Rampart.
David Rampart 1838.
Right there, you stole all my money, or else I would have been paid.
1,432 phase dipoles at 50 megahertz or 6 meters frequency. So each one of these guys is a half-wave dipole.
At the time, I didn't know how
about 10 feet from there to there.
Because that was equally. Yeah. And I sensed
and this is all steered by electronic phasing. So even back in the 50s, one knew that you could do this. In Europe, we'll have another geospace remote sensing radar that's about that size, but with fully electronic steering down the element level.
Well, I knew the reason I left them were in that place.
Is RP on the phone?
10.
Yeah, I do believe I said a year or two, freezing those leftovers instead of throwing them away would pay off in the future.
And the system will now
Luckily, John May allowed me to purchase for really cheap a deep freezer
installed on the computer. So I'll just log in.
Many years ago.
and here we
That was
are
many, many moons
with
ago.
a welcome wizard, and there's various things that can be done here, some of which I'll return to later in the video, but the critical one is that if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, and on this computer
I can eat
NVIDIA graphics card, we need to look
frozen leftovers from a year ago. Still better than jail food. You had to buy ramen noodles to survive.
is an aerial
For
view
$1
of
or
the top. Now
something.
you'll see the font has been substituted because it's not available. Instantly, this is Madonna, and this is Comic Sans, and these aren't installed.
Especially when they throw you in jail for crime you
Fix
committed like
the
16 days
difficulties
ago.
of
So you
that.
gotta get
We
home.
can go to templates for now. We'll go to Eternal, and we're going to type sudo apt install mstt files and enter. And it'll ask for my password, which of course is
About
8 to 10 months later, when
And in the United States, it will be 1936 as it should be.
In
Some stuff is
Europe
not
and
as
the United
smooth as it
States,
should be.
if you
There are
don't
some performance
recognize the
problems when
seeds that are
opening
being
and closing
planted
apps.
today,
Not sure if it's
they called me an anti-Semite for saying that.
the Anti-Defamation League.
Yes,
Well, they suck.
I know they do.
In 12 days,
At the time, I
it
didn't
was
know
very
they
good.
sucked. I do.
And within 30 days, it's been as safe as any city in the country. It's been great. We've got
for them.
several.
And it also does.
AT&T and Bell Labs sold the source of This was in contrast to other software companies, which zealously guarded their programs. And even if users were able to see the code, they were not allowed to modify
It is
it.
still a
Not the
first
case.
draft. The applications are bare bones. The settings
This behavior
are
wasn't
very
exactly
bare
out
bones.
of Bell
You can
Labs'
clearly see that
and
some stuff
AT&T's
is not
code.
animated as it should
Back
be.
in
Some stuff isn't
1956,
as smooth as it should be. There are some performance problems when opening and closing apps. Not sure if it's
Hello.
Route 9, 4 down, 3 round.
Yo one.
Well, show me what the EO one. Hello.
Also easier on your knives. Her mom had an extra and gave it to me. That night I cut raw chicken on it, rinsed it with just water, and it was spotless. No smell, no stains. Days later, it still looked brand new, no matter what I cut. I asked where to get one. She said, they're not in stores because big brands are trying to sue them out of business. But
whether you're a developer, a fan, or both, the next 20 minutes has something for you. New features, new demos, new tools, and more. But before we dive in, I want to give you a look at the future of Android. Over the last few months, we've had incredible momentum, including the
for a lot of people with all the warn everybody to say the Linux community will warn you to say white slugs that are more than 2 kilobytes because that's low. So believe me, if a
one is that if you have an NVIDIA, to be clear, card has any graphics video, drive the video, here's the video,
or 16 data transfer.
David, transfer 1838. If you want to know when the page, look for mine and the shop. On route to before.
Drive usually wait. There's not a few more questions. But it's more possible. Sorry, this person.
Three Charles Channel 7 and 10-4.
I don't have a product key, so we'll just say
205 and
there.
10-4.
And I want to install Windows 11 Pro, and I also want to make sure we're offline when we do this, so I can set up a local account. And to do that, I'm going to go down here to VirtualBox, and I'm going to disconnect the network adapter. Now, when we've done that, we'll get to this message because our virtual machine doesn't meet the requirements for Windows 11. But we can fix this by going backwards.
They're not interested in national Army, Navy, bring them in. Marines, bring the Marines.
Therefore,
Yeah.
those are some
Because of the success
probably
of
together.
I think it's believable. So I want to congratulate all of the incredible law enforcement professionals joining us today.
Am I supposed to do about this? Which brings me to the exact steps and technology you can use right now to stop cops from tracking you with facial recognition software. So to stop this technology from seeing us, we have to first understand how it sees us to begin with. Most modern facial recognition, including the type that's in your phone, relies heavily on infrared light. That's how your phone can see your face in the dark, and even see through to your eyes if you're wearing normal sunglasses. So let's identify the common
in Virginia known as Data Center Apple.
So there's already over 200 data centers that are built or approved in Loudoun County. We have the largest data center market in the world, and so there's a race to ensure that these companies have enough space to grow out what they hope to be the future of AI.
The demand is just off the charts.
We're the biggest owner, the biggest developer of data.
I guess so.
System that understands your context is why the future of AI glasses is so exciting. Of course, Android XR powers everything in between too. All new form factors like X-Real's Project Aura will expand the Android XR ecosystem, letting you take some of the immersive headset experiences with you on the go, like at a coffee shop.
Within all these devices, Gemini is the glue, giving you a simple, conversational interface.
$6.5 million better, which is good. That's a great Christmas present for the city. And you can see in the detail why that is $6.5 million better. We received a little bit better collections in our property tax from the appraisal review board process. Our sales tax which is good. We're really close to that one. Solid waste, running a little bit more revenue from recycling and from disposal revenue from our private haulers.
Full street data and get with Jeremy Serino. He's got some stuff coming up here from HR, 4 HR for a minute. to the bill validator.
And
Not able to give out cards once the bill is inserted.
Alright, I just said the 932 was a sub-dollar bill off the format. That's why I got confused.
Okay, and then 915, I got
182 to RTA, show me how to
an entry block.
Charlie, 42, copy, calling in R0284.
One else, say over there.
One to my house, maybe closer. 10 for everyone.
I don't have a product key, so we'll just take that down there. And I want to install Windows 11 Pro, and I also want to make sure we're offline when we do this, so I can set up a local account. And to do that, I'm going to go down here to VirtualBox, and I'm going to disconnect.
And make sure you are in compliance with your company's retention policies before you enter a command like this. At some point, you most certainly are going to run into a situation eventually where you might have to clear log files, especially if your storage volume starts to become full. And there's our video. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Linux Crash Course series. I know I had a ton of fun producing it for you guys. And if you like this video, then be sure to click the like button to let YouTube know.
Two 589 2354
And make sure you are in compliance with your company's retention policies before you enter a command like this. But at some point, you most certainly are going to run into a situation eventually where you might have to clear log files, especially if your storage volume starts to become full. And there's our video. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Linux Crash Course series.
Here we
I know I
are.
had a ton of fun producing it for you guys. And if you like this video, then be sure to click the like button to let YouTube know.
Linux applications from the software store. But you cry, what about Windows applications? What if you need to run something that's only available for Windows? And Zone OS 16 is as well equipped as any Linux distro to actually do this. And to prove it, let's first of all open up the file manager. I do like the file manager here. And I've got sitting in WinApps here.
Airport 16 data transfer.
David, last like 1838.
Charlie, 42, copy, calling in R0284.
One else, say over there.
One to my house, maybe
Say a
closer.
hurricane that's hitting here, or maybe there's some type of natural disaster, or maybe whatever this is, they can now move service to that area. They can migrate it almost. That's easy to see as well as internet. So it's very, very important. And this is very simple now in comparison to in the past, because SpaceX Starlink, all those satellites now have their ISL, or traditional satellite link, built in, meaning that they have lasers. Not pieces.
By going backwards. And I don't have a product key, so we'll just take that down there. And I want to install Windows 11 Pro, and I also want to make sure we're offline when we do this, so I can set up a local account. And to do that, I'm going to go down here to VirtualBox, and I'm going to disconnect the network adapter.
Now, when we've done that, we'll get to this message because our virtual machine doesn't meet the requirements for Windows 11. But we can fix this by going backwards.
My name is Heath, and I live down the street in Footwood. We're delivering a letter about our street going into ghetto. So, what I'd like for you to just read it, and we're asking for, we're trying to get Sylvia Compton to help us out because there's
and justice for all.
working in front of lawns,
Please join me in honoring the Texas flag.
vacant houses, and
Honor the Texas
Where this isn't here though.
no, it's right here.
Texas, one state,
I know we're on the side, there's a different, but
Well, they always screwed with me, and I had to throw away tools and equipment, inventory for multiple businesses. So I really don't. What residents you talking about down there?
well,
I don't want to be in any gaslighting targeting scheme because I live stream now.
yeah, this is our it's
If you want to give me that letter, it's on that end of Clifford on the other side of Alameda. Yeah, they already came and screwed with us. Bad about it, Even trimming trees and whatever. Yeah, we've been targeting in our house at microwave hearing. I've got equipment, I record that. I complain to the FBI. Yeah. They're currently investigating that. I was also a victim of terrorism about 4 years ago, too. Down there by Marina del Sol, where they tried to detonate an improvised explosive device on my boat, tried to kill me. They trashed my boat 5 times, and I spent 8 months cleaning up for code enforcement down there after the hurricane. And they didn't pay me nothing for that. It was like community service for the marina, just so I could get my boat out of there. Yeah, I got it out of there, and then they tried to blow it up before I made it up to Rockport. Yeah. We've been trying to fix up the house here, so the wind turbine's going to stay. The city ordered one for the Harbor Bridge Power Project, but it's a different unit. That's just one I didn't sell because it's got a bent shaft, and I kept it. It still works. It still generates electricity to save on electric bill, but yeah. Yeah. I didn't like how they came and messed with me, and nobody's mowed this over here.
and then there's a broken window and the yellow.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that has been that way for years. They came back here in my backyard, all the way in the back where you couldn't even see the stuff. And, I had to get rid of stuff I had hidden for my business. We've been targeted all get out. It's like, I don't understand, because you drive around town, you see these places that are just trash, right? They're selective. That one is just a display, but I haven't got it plugged in or anything, so I didn't want anybody to steal it. We've had products stolen. I have solar panels that it looked pretty nice on a portable base and back, and somebody came and busted them with a hammer or screwdriver or something. And my mom's on Social Security after my dad died and stuff. She don't get hardly nothing, and I've been paying the bills, working other places. They said I can't even have a business unless it's commercial property. Yeah. Well, yeah. The thing with the Harbor Bridge wind turbine, it's laying back here. They never paid me for it. The city owes me money for that. But anyways, yeah, I mean, this place with the Lewis Mechanical people and the Gale Law Firm, they did some revitalization thing, gaslight the hell out of us in the process, caused me to be a victim of terrorism and everything, but yet they're targeting us, I think, both sides of it. I mean, the paint store, I was trying to get him to work with me about the tree. He cut half of it and it fell over on my tool trailer. and then left all the branches and everything. I got to dispose of that for all the damage he did. I didn't go after him for smashing my shed, but for what he did with the tree or the RV or the tool trailer or nothing, So, I mean, everybody wants me to throw all my shit away, but I could just haul it off and leave here, and things aren't going to get better in the neighborhood. I know that.
The driver manager to install the right drivers for the
Right?
car. We find a number of packages
Yeah, you too.
which we need to install. These is the base package, so let's just install this. This gives us the basis of VirtualBox. And of course, I need to enter my password.
Please complete my call at 4002.
There we are, that's now installed. So we go back. The next bit we install VirtualBox First Edition ISO, which will increase the performance of our virtual machine, not least by permitting it to run full stream and allowing a share.
Airport 16 data transfer.
CCTV Metro Dispatch. Route 2685 Avenue H, 2685 Avenue H is in Henry.
When we come back tonight, our
Making
Made in America
contact
Christmas,
with
if it's good
a
enough for
juvenile.
fighter
I
pilots,
had
for
a
Robert
diagnosis
Redford,
coming
for John
up
Hammond,
with
under the Christmas tree, and what you've done tonight, the big upgrade. Finally tonight here, our Made in America Christmas. This December, we have been all over this country, and one idea will have you flying high tonight. Tonight, 14 years and counting, our Made in America Christmas, opening doors, shaking hands, and hoping to create some American jobs.
157.
He just got with Tom, Lord John.
Dispatch will be 10-7 on the service.
Renaming and preparation complete.
phase dipoles at 50 megahertz or 6 meters frequency. So each one of these guys is a half-wave dipole, so that's 3 meters or about 10 feet from there to there. They're all on wooden posts. They're dual polarization. And this is all steered by electronic phasing. So even back in the 50s, one knew that you could do this. In Europe, we will have another geospatial remote sensing radar that's about that size, but with fully electronic steering down the element level.
In the area.
One of them ran over here, one of them came here. Yeah. Well, apparently, I don't know, he came here, like, we just went through all this shit.
Is it hot here?
They don't sound like that. And honestly, after all I've been through over the last few months over, I don't want to have any involvement in this thing. Really trying to get us involved in the gas scheme.
Just like I said, dude, put that user board out there, they came up.
Album art workflow and verification. Database source. The entire audio workflow is finished. Shield active.
64 feet. Has 27 to the call.
64
1520 1334 1520 1334. Dispatch to the call.
Green Avenue, Mark, Caller and I, there's some kids destroying the gazebo. Hold on.
I'm really like, what destination talking about down there? I don't want to be anything that's like a party sold me because I like it really bad. If you don't give me that better, it's on that. And then the other side of me here.
Down there.
And we want to install and I also want to make sure that offline when we do this, we can see the to do that, I'm going to go down here to VirtualBox and I'm going to
Copy calling and all 0284.
but we can fix this by going backwards.
They're currently investigating that. There's also a victim of terrorism about 4 years ago, too. Somebody in El Salvador where they tried to detonate an improvised explosive device on my boat. They crashed my boat 5 times. And I spent 8 months cleaning up the boat before shut down after the hurricane. And they didn't pay me nothing for that. It was like community service for the marina, just so I could get my boat out. Yeah, I got it out of there, and then they tried to blow it up. But I made it up to my port. We've been trying to fix up my house here, so the laser line going to stay. The state ordered one for the Harbor Bridge Farm project, but it's different. That's just one I didn't sell because it's got a big sound. It still works, it's for generous electricity, because they won't let it go. Yeah. I think they put a mess of meeting, but nobody's noticed everything. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that has been that way for years. Back here in my backyard, everything back to the keys and stuff, I had to get rid of stuff I had in my business. We've been targeted walking out, but I understand you straight up now, you see these places that are distracted, right? They're so it's flooding, but I already got plugged in or anything, so I didn't want anybody to steal it. We had private stolen. I had someone that also, it looked pretty nice on the base, and I had somebody getting busted up with a hammer or screwdriver or something. You know, and my mom's on Social Security after my dad died. They started shooting guys, she went down to all these nothing. I've been taking the bills for the other places. They thought we didn't have a business on this.
So good. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And then I got blankets and everything, I got disposed of that. So all the damage he did, I didn't go after him for smashing my shelf, or what he did with the tree or the RV or the injured or nothing, So, I mean, everybody wants to be a threat on my shoulder, but I can just hold off and leave it, and things aren't going to get better in the neighborhood. I know that.
Turn the radio check.
Right? Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna read this. I can find that. This is Sunday, and as soon as you put that out, there's somebody here saying.
You're saying it's dead, who I gotta get rid of. You think I handled it well?
Yes.
Anyways.
Airport 60, David Massart.
David, Lansard, 1838.
I don't have a product key, so we'll just take that down there. And I want to install Windows 11 Pro, and I also want to make sure we're offline when we do this, so I can set up a local account. And to do that, I'm going to go down here to VirtualBox, and I'm going to disconnect the network adapter. Now, when we've done that, we'll get to this message because our virtual machine doesn't meet the requirements for Windows 11. But we can fix this by going backwards. And
is threat actors are always looking for clever ways to break into our systems. And it's not just about 0 days or the things that we don't know yet that haven't been patched yet. But as things go on further, the cybersecurity war is going to be fought with AI on both sides. And a lot of times it already is. We're talking about triaging bugs. Security reports are being triaged this way. CVEs, for example, vulnerabilities, common vulnerabilities and exposures. The Linux kernel is used.
Turning off Linux voice control.
Rewrite real quick with AI in Acrobat Studio. Select any text from your PDF. Keep it short and snappy, or make it more thorough. Edit it right in your PDF.
Of subsidies expiring or not is not working. You've got to present a bigger vision, and the cost of both your houses is going to come up
transformers are mounted
Carlos, let me get your take. In talking to a White House official, I was told, look, don't rule out the possibility that there could be an 11th-hour deal. Is that person being realistic? Do you think that there could actually be an 11th-hour deal here?
Several components
You
like
can
this,
understand
and then
why
a whole
it would
bunch of
happen.
electronics and little wires and diddly bits and lights. What makes this so easy to do